Welcome back to the Indigo Experience, where beauty, motherhood, purpose, and healing intersect. Today, we're closing out the month with a powerful message. You don't need permission to walk in your purpose. Get into this no makeup look while we talk about how I made the shift from proving myself to just being myself. Let me start off by disclaiming that in order to really pull off a good no makeup look, you really have to have a solid skincare routine. So let me know in the comments if you want me to drop my sensitive skin but combination dry skincare routine. Before I even get started on anything, I like to start off with a good primer. Today I am using a moisturizing face base by Bobbi Brown. Now, one specific moment when I realized I was devoting my life to make other people comfortable was early on in my beauty career. When I first moved to Atlanta, I was dating this guy. Let's call him Brian. See, Brian, he had his own idea of what success meant and his own way of achieving it. And on top of it, he couldn't keep his hands to himself, if you know what I mean. At the time, I began receiving numerous bookings and opportunities to have my hair and makeup work featured in national magazines. And one time in particular, a well-known photographer thought I'd be perfect to model for him for one of his projects he was working on. I was so excited. I came home and I told Brian, and Brian turned to me and said, I mean, you cute and all, but you not a model. Okay. I took the gig anyway, and of course he was mad that he couldn't convince me to change my mind and not go. So he offered to help me carry my things and assist me at the shoot. And immediately after the shoot, he decides he wants to start an argument with me and he want to throw me off my square. Right now I'm using Shade and Laid. And that turned into extreme aggression. And at that point, I left him and I got a restraining order against the guy. And it seems like immediately after I dumped him, I dared to go to casting calls and got signed to not one, but 2 modeling agencies. Then I booked as the face of a major worldwide hair campaign. Now let's talk about the turning point. The shift from survival mode to powerful intention for me, the shift happened when I stopped looking for validation from everybody. My parents, my friends, even most of my family. After no one showed up to celebrate my achievements, except like one friend. That's when it clicked to me that my life is mine to live. I stopped waiting for people around me to agree with my decisions, okay? Simply put, I realized no one was gonna come and save me. I am the only person who could do that for me. When I decided to move to Georgia, people told me that I was too timid to survive on my own. And when I wanted to explore a career in modeling, as you can see, Brian told me I wasn't pretty enough and that I should stick to just doing hair. In both cases, I did it anyway, and I don't regret it. Betting on myself and following my own intuition and being intentional about my every move benefited me in the most powerful way. No one can say that they made me, and therefore no one on the face of the earth has the power to break me. And to me, that was major moves. I had to trust that my journey was mine. Of course they won't approve or support something that they could never accomplish themselves. So why am I waiting for them to approve my choices? Motherhood and entrepreneurship, being a certified baddie, if you're doing it right, it takes up a lot of energy. So I had to learn quickly how to delegate that energy. If I spend all of my time chasing love, what energy do I have left for self-care? If I'm up all night partying, what energy is left for slow mornings with my kids? If I'm putting every ounce of energy into my kids, how good am I to them if I'm sleep deprived, malnourished, and dysregulated? Because I value myself, my family, and my ability to provide for them over anything else, I can't afford to give my energy to relationships that don't benefit me in any of those areas in my life that are important to me. So no, you will not catch me fighting in the streets, begging to be loved properly, waiting to be supported, giving all of my energy to everyone and receiving bare minimum in return, being told I'm doing too much or that I require too much or that I'm overdressed or that I'm intimidating. It's a no for me. So I'm very careful about who and what I give my energy to. There was a point in my life when I realized I wasn't tired. I was just tired of shrinking. Three powerful practical shifts that I made. Speaking up even when my voice was shaky. Oh my God, this was a huge thing for me. I learned to advocate for myself in ways that reinforce the fact that I am, even if I'm not important to you, I'm important to me. And honestly, that's all that matters. I was trying to reunite and rectify my relationship with my mother, and I was pregnant with my sons. It was a very complicated pregnancy, so I was hospitalized. And they would often have to check my weight and make sure I was gaining weight properly because, once again, like I said, I had a lot of complications during that pregnancy. And I remember my mom at the time, she had called me and said, hey, I'm just checking on the status, making sure the babies didn't come yet. The nurse was actually really surprised that I was pregnant with twins because she said I was carrying so small. And my mother in particular was just like, yeah, you're going to be fat. You're going to be fat, big as a house. And I remember, I was on the phone and it broke my heart because I'm already dealing with this new change. Mind you, this is my first pregnancy, and she's saying harmful things to me. And I remember I had a shakiness in my voice, but I definitely told her, there's enough people in society trying to criticize women about their bodies and making them feel small and insignificant when it comes to their bodies. I said, don't be one of those people. And she's like, yeah, I was just saying you just gonna be big as a house. I'm like, no, I'm not, and I need you to stop that. Me speaking up, that set the tone for me. If you could speak up to your mother, I'm sorry, there's nobody you can't stand up to. And she never played with me again after that, to be honest. She never played with me again. Creating space for the woman that I'm becoming and not just the role that I play. Okay, this is a big one. The woman that I'm becoming, she carries herself well. She shows up ready for the day. What do you mean I'm overdressed? What do you mean that I'm doing too much? What do you mean that I intimidate you? I don't intimidate you, you're just intimidated. And that's a you problem. That don't have nothing to do with me. It's too hot to use foundation right now, so I'm gonna go in with this Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is in the shade 14. It's a beauty balm. It's actually a serum boosted skin tint. I wanna really give a skin-like finish. I'm actually just gonna blend this out. Pink lips, loose setting powder, and deep honey. I have to be less than in order to be around you, then I won't be around you, because that sounds crazy to me. The next practical shift that I made was saying no without guilt. I would say no to anybody and anything that goes against, that disrupts or goes against what it is that I'm trying to do. Because of course, a lot of people who don't see things happening for themselves, they don't have a problem making sure that you don't achieve what you're trying to achieve. Well, I've actually gone real comfortable with saying no. No is a full sentence. Kind of take it and dab it. Next, I'm going in with the Snackaroos bronzer from the Beauty Bakery. This is one of my favorite bronzers. It just makes me look all toasty and chocolatey, and I love that for me. Saying no without guilt and yes to rest, peace, and overflow. For the sake of my mental health, I will not be joining those. I will not be a part of friend groups where people are backstabbing and they're weird. I do not like to be friends with people who want to pretend like they care about you and they're really truly concerned about you, but really they want to know your business so they can go back and tell somebody else about it because they're just grateful that you have any problems in your life. I will not be subscribing to that ministry. I'd rather stay the F away. Maybe I will crawl in the bed and rub my feet together and have my glass of wine and roll me up something real quick and I will enjoy myself with no problem. I don't need to be invited. That is okay, because I realize a lot of people, you don't get invited because people are afraid that you will steal the show. And I want no parts of that. A shift in my life when it came to saying yes to overflow. I have a new boo, and we've been in a really serious relationship for about 2 years. And one thing I had to get used to with being with him is being with a generous man. I'm usually a very generous person in the relationship. It's taken some adjustment, some time to adjust, to get used to being with someone who is willing to pour into me as well. I'm using Laura Mercier's translucent setting powder in medium deep. I actually shake a little bit of powder inside of the lid, dip my brush and shake off the excess. Go ahead and put that all over. Power doesn't always look like loud energy. Sometimes it's a soft boundary. Sometimes it's just peace. I don't feel like just because I'm genetically related to people that I need to stay in contact with them, especially if they are monitoring spirits. Let me show y'all, hold on. I'm using the NYX Lift and Snatch Professional Eyebrow pen. I like this because I like this pen so I can actually just draw the individual hairs onto my brows. Yeah, move with purpose, not pressure. One thing I hate is somebody that wants to, I hate the idea of apply pressure. Don't pressure me into nothing, because pressure means that you want me to act out of desperation. Everything in my life, I feel personally, flows with ease. Anything worth it, especially to me, it's not worth being rushed. Don't pressure me into nothing, okay? Because now I feel like you're trying to manipulate me. And honestly, I don't like that. So I move with purpose. I don't move with pressure. Lastly, I honor my power even when it's quiet. A lot of times, the most powerful person in the room is the one who's quiet, the one that has less to say. They will show and prove through their actions. But a lot of times, silence is so powerful. To be honest, the best way to show somebody that I'm not somebody to play with is to meet them with silence. Comment one way that you're reclaiming your power in this season. I've been having fun with these lace front wigs, but it's hot in Georgia right now and I'm not going to be able to do it. So I'm going to pop on this 2x6 closure bob with a bang from venushair.com. She's breathable. She has clips on the inside. See, a 2x6. She's breathable. She has an adjustable band on the inside. She has clips, so I can literally pop her right on. Just like this. Boom. I'm gonna just pop her right on. I'll put my clips so it can be nice and sturdy. My brows are literally covered. Power doesn't require perfection. It requires your presence. And the version of you that you're becoming, she's already within you. If this spoke to you, share it with someone who's stepping into their own power. And don't forget to download your free Purpose and Power Journal. And subscribe so you never miss an episode. See you next Thursday at 7.